Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's NinjaChris Silly History. And something I'm started doing at the beginning of each year, choosing a mental health topic or some sort of health thing that people struggle with a lot, and I do the history on it. But of course, the floor is open to you guys to share whatever issues you may have had in the past, or if you feel like sharing it. I'm not saying that you have to, it's not the rules. And I must stress early on, I am not a doctor. So if I give any information that sounds like medical advice, please, if you are feeling off it about something, don't consider my advice as advice, because I'm not medically trained. I'm a history guy. I'm just a history buff and I'm going back in time. But I do this because I care, because people in during this month might struggle with their mental health, especially coming out after Christmas. They could have spent the time on their own. It's probably one of the most loneliest months you could ever have, because things are still trying to start back up. Everybody's had all that fun at Christmas and you're left there, especially if you've got mental health condition. And this year I've decided that schizophrenia is going to be my mental health topic, because I thought this is a big one, and there's been people around me who, I'm not going to label them, but they may be labeled as schizophrenics and stuff, and I want to share my respect to them and have a look at how we got to the knowledge of schizophrenia being around. And well, the word schizophrenia is generally known as split mind. That's schizo, split, and yeah, schizo is split, and the phrenia is mind. I think it Latin or some sort of foreign language, which I probably just butchered, and they will all be after me now and trying to execute me for poor language already. Either way, we know it as schizophrenia, but split mind is probably easier to say. But if you want to go back in time, they didn't even have the word for it. It wasn't until 1908 when they actually had the word presented for it. But we've got to go back quite a while, like in the BC era, when physicians and people that philosophized this sort of stuff, because we had people, the scientists and stuff, they started coming in. One of them brought in like rational sciences, which was called Thales of Miletus. He reigned from 624 till 545. Well, that's when he lived from, anyway, just to give you some sort of range. BC, this was before a lot of stuff. And this Thales guy, he was the one who almost invented rational science, which slowed down on the demonic and divine talk stuff. So no more trying to exorcise demons or stuff like that. But the one who really started off with the medicine and stuff over in the western area, I don't know where Miletus is, but I think it was just a start of this. But Hippocrates, who was the real first doctor, I could say, was that he found the human brain. Let's say he worked out the ways of the human brain. Him and Socrates, they both worked out. Well, Hippocrates was the doctor, and Socrates was he was the brains behind it. He was the brain. He was the guy, the philosopher. You say he's the one who worked out how the brain works and stuff like that. So yeah, you go back in time like that. It was ancient Greece. Then you've got the Romans and stuff. They had Galen, who knew how to work the body. I suppose he knew how to work in the brain as well, but I think he actually chopped off somebody's head just to see what it was like inside. But I suppose that's what you get with Roman medicine back then. So that was about the 2nd or 3rd century AD when all that sort of thing happened. It all expelled from ancient Greek medicine and stuff. I mean, you've got people like Plato, Archimedes. Well, maybe not so much Archimedes, though he might have been a patient running out in his blooming bathrobe and shouting Eureka and all that stuff. People may have thought he was a patient more than anything. But here's what it is. That's he found out that stuff dissipated and stuff, but we're not looking at the dissipation of water right now, I don't think. We're looking at the, I'd say, wonderful world, but it's not wonderful to have schizophrenia. From what I've seen, it's definitely not a great thing to have. And over the years, we're still looking into the human brain, I assume. We're not finished yet. We might find a way to actually eradicate schizophrenia. So it's even more manageable, because they've made it manageable over time. But if you were in like the 17th or 18th century, it probably wasn't as manageable, because they didn't have the name schizophrenia, but they used to consider it as some sort of, well, it was considered mental, mad, stuff like that. So they thought it was best to just remove them from society, make them gone, make them disappear. I'm not sure if they killed them. I think they just locked them in some kind of cell, saying, that's where you stay. You've got nothing anymore. It wasn't until the 1800s where they started kind of working their way back into society and stuff. So it was like, I mean, over in Britain, we had the Took family. It's these four that really helped it off in England anyway. So there was this Pinel fella, Philippe Pinel, who was in France, who was also starting a similar movement. So to start off the Took family was William. He was the founder of the medical family, who worked out that it's probably best we be a bit more nice to the patients, a bit more moral, give them a bit of a chance, respect them. So in the 1800s, that's when people started getting respected, and they tried to understand what schizophrenia was. So everybody in different countries were working it out differently. I'm sure some of you may know some different things and everything, but these things happen. It's just how it was. It's just how it's how the world viewed things back then. It was you were seen as demonic still, or something. I mean, the Took family, they were, and that thing that Cromwell was, Quaker. That's it. He was one of those who was really, really highly religious, but he also was there to show compassion, and so that's one of the things that you kind of learn, and it kind of expanded from there. It was the Took family that made something called the Manual of Psychological Medicine. They wrote that, was it Daniel Hack Took, or Daniel Took? He was the actual scientist of the lot, but the Tuke family started in 1732 and went through till 1895 when Daniel had passed away. But this was how we led up to the dementia precox. I'm not quite sure how to say it, but what it means is premature dementia. And that was first found in 1852, or at least it began its movement with Benedict Augustin Morel, who found it in 1852 with the demence precox. It's French, so forgive me. Forgive me if there's any French people there. That was not meant to be offensive. It might have been wrong, but I'm not great with names. It's just never been something I've been great at. And then you've got Henrik Schul, who improved it a bit further and got it. Arnold Pick in 1891 Latinized it, got it round a bit more. And then the main one who actually named the textbook Dementia Precox was actually a guy called Emil Kraepelin. He was German. So, yeah, forgive me on the names. He made that name in 1893. So, yeah. So the name of the Dementia Precox was ran until 1908, but when it kind of separated itself off because Jürgen Bleuler, yeah, him, he presented it as a different name. So Bleuler was the one who came up with the name schizophrenia because he realized that dementia and schizophrenia were actually two different things. So that was an interesting find. Anyway, right now I'm going to go and say hello to everybody. But that's a good way, I think, to start. But hello, everybody. Hello, Anna, Terry. Great to see you here. Mowley. Wonderful. You're watching the Australian Open tennis. That's good. That sort of thing's good for your mental health, isn't it? Watching sports and stuff like that, keeping your mind occupied, because obviously schizophrenia is within the mind. You want to keep your brain occupied and stuff like that. Oh, it's very rainy. Is it in Wales? Oh, I think it's just very, very cold here. Not good. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Yeah, I wasn't mentioning you earlier, but yeah, that's me just trying to be silly now. Oh, you still? Oh yes, Anna, you're still under snow, are you? Hopefully, I really hope that the weather picks up because the weather's not going to do well. Though snow can feel quite nice. Apparently, I don't know. Oh, you're all. Yeah, it's good to have you all here anyway. I'm glad. I know my stuff, do I, Dan? Yeah, well, I have to do all this research and I gotta dig for all this. You gotta find these people. You've gotta. It's these sort of things that you've got to learn as you go along. Yeah. Hey, I got something for my mental health. I got myself a stress ball. I thought, because I sit there jittering and fidgeting, I thought it would be good for me to, while I'm doing it. It's just like, I thought it was a good idea for me to have one of these around. So if I start getting a bit agitated and stuff, I can just squeeze on that and let out tension. Because that's something that that's good to have. Is something that you can grab onto and stuff. So yeah, especially if you're in a split mind sort of situation, because I can only imagine what it'd be like. I mean, schizophrenia, as I found it, there's positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia. I know that when I first heard the words positive and negative, I thought, well, surely all schizophrenia is pretty negative, isn't it? Nobody is going to go, I want schizophrenia. No, that's a positive effect. It's like, no, nobody really wants that. But what I found out that the positive symptoms of schizophrenia are the ones that are added to you. They're the ones that add to your feelings, like hallucinations and delusions. They come upon you. They're just like little additions. They may not be great additions, but the hallucinations, you get them in your head. They don't really affect your mood and stuff like that. The the negative ones are the ones that take away from you, like depression or something, where you don't want to do anything. You've got no motivation. You've got no emotion, practically. You've got serious apathy towards everything. You don't care anymore. You just, no, I can't be bothered with life anymore. So it's one of those where that's why it's called a negative, because it's a takeaway sign. And just imagine when you say positive, it's a plus sign. It's added. And then the negative is the takeaway sign. If that helps you, that probably help you remember it. It's just helped me remember it anyway. Though I have got my notes on the screen, so that does help too. Though I haven't actually put that on my nose. I've just worked that out from my own brain. Yeah, right, I'm going to work out. There's also some sort of cognitive symptoms as well, which is where you might have difficulty concentrating on things like that. So you might have a struggle, and you might lose memory as well. So you can't if you can't concentrate on stuff and keep your attention. I know I sometimes have struggled with that, but you may find that you only have a few symptoms. So if you find out that you've got a few little symptoms, doesn't mean you have schizophrenia. You've got to have about 5, 6, or 7 of them in order to qualify as schizophrenia. 1 or 2, I mean, you could have memory problems, but that's it. That doesn't mean you've got schizophrenia. That just means you're a forgetful person. So, I mean, if that's the case, I have memory problems, though I can soak up information, it seems. I have very, very interesting way of seeing life, I think, but it's good to live your life. So there's also other cognitives, and like problem solving. You struggle to solve a problem. I'd use the Rubik's cubes, but even the most brainiest of people can struggle to do a Rubik's cube. I mean, seriously, who invented the blooming Rubik's cubes? And you've seen stuff like that on Britain's Got Talent and stuff. Watching people doing like that, the blooming magician. I'm like, what the? Is that possible? Are you having a laugh at me? But no, they really can do that. It's just, oh, heck. See, it's like learning new skills and stuff like that. They all work. You can't remember what someone's name. Well, I struggle with that. I think we all have more problems than we may know about. So anything that goes on in the brain, it has to be delicate. And when I pick schizophrenia as my topic, it is a difficult and very, very complicated sort of topic, really, isn't it? So it's a bit, because it's a bit of everything, because you can have psychosis, but you might not have schizophrenia. You might have psychosis moments, but they'll pass. If you've got schizophrenia, that's one that will carry on with you. So Yeah, you gotta be careful. And the thing, the way you get schizophrenia is it could be through your genetics. Somebody in your, it could be passed down from family, and could be through your brain development, that sort of thing. If your brain develops in a different way, and it sends you, could also be the brain chemistry as well. Literally, it's all about the brain. So if it's, people usually say if your brain's wired wrong, so essentially it's not wired wrong, it's just wired differently. Because I think it's unfair to say to people, because it makes them like they're different from humanity. They are still humans. Person with schizophrenia, you won't know off the bat that that's person with schizophrenia, because they are just human beings like you and me. And I know movies and TV, things like that, they really don't get the idea of schizophrenia. Especially that they miss the mark by quite. They portray people with schizophrenia as being violent, but really, nothing could be further from the truth. They are more likely to have violence thrust up on them for the fact that they're different to the way that assaulting person is, because they like to, because there's people out there who aren't as polite as me and you guys, but so it's not the fact that they're violent. They prefer to kind of stay out of the way and just do their life, because they can do. Sometimes they're actually more intelligent than other people. So it's very, very interesting swings and roundabouts thing. Where are we? Lovely then. I'm really giving it a good one already, aren't I? I hope you've learned some stuff already. Marley, you have a son-in-law, 2 grandsons, both in their 30s. Okay, cool. Sorry, I think I'm missing a bit of the conversation here, but anyway. I'm still with you. Walking into a room, promptly forgetting why you went in there for. That's a common occurrence for you. Well, I don't think you need to check for schizophrenia, but I suppose that can happen. It can happen to me as well. I could walk into a room and go, I know I went in here for summer. It's like, no. So it's all right when I'm in my room, because it's the only room I need to remember. But when I'm walking into like a shop or something, if you walk into a shop and you're like, why am I in here? Especially if I accidentally walk into Ann Summers or something like that, then I will go, why am I in here? I've got nobody to buy for. I mean, I've heard that the underwear and stuff are quite comfy, but not for me. I mean, to be fair, I don't really do much in the way of clothes shopping. I'm not really much of a fashion guru style. But anyway, let's not go there. Oh, somebody's going to McDonald's. Oh, Terry, you're in McDonald's. I was wondering where the McDonald's came from, but I've got to read up a bit, haven't I? I'm reading Dan's comments early. You're in McDonald's, are you, Terry? You're in McDonald's and listening to a video of me talking about schizophrenia. Interesting. But hey ho. I'm happy that you're here and watching. Hope you enjoy whatever you got. Mowley, you have to have a shopping list when you shop, or you'd come back with totally different things. Yeah. And you want a triple cheeseburger and large fries. Oh, you're hungry, aren't you? For a little lady, you're quite an hungry one. Ooh. Hey, Dan, put your order in. It sounds like everybody's making an order. I think I'll just have a £quarter pounder if you don't mind. And a large banana milkshake if you don't mind. That's my favourite. Oh, now that definitely puts you on a happy note. Any schizophrenic would love that. Unless, of course, they're vegetarians or something, then they'll probably just have a veggie burger, whatever suits them. Yes, Anna, you write down the shopping list as well. I think it's for reasons like that why people write their shopping list, but I'm not sure it's because of a mental health issue. It's more just because you might forget something. Yeah. The thing with having a McFlurry, you have to eat. You have to go back to the counter for it, and they tend to melt by the time you've finished your main stuff. So a McFlurry is one of those that I'd have to have on its own because I'd want it not melted, essentially, or else I may as well just get, at that point, I'd just get a milkshake, which is essentially ice cream with a straw. It's me. It's me thinking logically again. But can't go wrong. In fact, I do like a McChicken sandwich as well, depending on what I fancy. Though I don't really go for the main meals all that much. Most of the time, I only really go for the breakfast because the breakfast I feel are nicer. I like a double sausage egg McMuffin and a bottle of water. Oh, they also give you the hash brown as well. Can't go wrong with that. It's lovely. I sometimes treat myself on Sundays. I'm thinking I may treat myself tomorrow. Who knows? Why not? As if I can wake up. I will wake up. I will wake up and I'll see. Well, I might see you in town. I might see you in church, Dan, if you're back home. Oh, Philly, you want fish and chips? Oh, if I go to a fish and chip shop, it's a kebab for me. And as usual, we seem to be talking about food, but actually, food is one of those things that can act as something that could make you feel better, especially if that's something you enjoy. So, yeah. If food is something that makes you feel better, that could actually that's a good distraction from life and the fact that you have a mental health struggle. And the good thing, there's loads of help out there for people with mental health problems. And yeah, if you feel like you have any conditions that might be a struggle to you, please don't wait. Please get in touch with a professional who has gone through all the effort. So please just stick with it. You're a perfectly great person. And remember, you're not alone in this world. And just because you're able to chat with me and I'm able to chat with you, it makes me happy anyway. Because that's the problem with schizophrenia. You've got all these things going on in your head and you don't know what's real anymore. You don't know what to believe. You don't know. The positive symptoms would literally do your head in, but well, to be fair, the negative symptoms would counteract everything because you probably wouldn't really notice, but you would see more bad out of it. You'd be focused more on the bad side of things. So yeah. Hello, DJ Cat Mama. It's been a long time, has it? Oh, sorry. I think probably the last time I saw you, it actually had your username up because now they just put the @ and I'm sorry. I can't remember. I can't fully remember if it's been a while. We were talking about memory loss. Oh, Diane, yes. Yes, yes. It used to come up with Diane, so I used to work it out because they changed the way that they're putting it up. If your @ symbol isn't the same as your original username, things get interesting with trying to work out names. But hi, Diane. Yes, it has been a while, and I am grateful to have you back here. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Philip. Oh. I'm trying to catch up now. You don't mind a fillet of fish? Very good. You fancy a double sausage and egg then before Bible study on Tuesday? Well, I'll. I don't really have a set schedule for anything. I'm just one of those who likes. There's a free spirit and just wings it. If I fancy a McDonald's breakfast, I'm gonna have a McDonald's breakfast. If I'm not sure, I'll just have my cereal before I leave the house. If I can't decide, if my brain's all over the place and bit like, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Like, well, I'll save a tenner if I don't. So that'll be good if it saves money, because I want to make sure I have it when I enjoy it. You like the big breakfast from McDonald's? When they brought it back, the thing is, with the big breakfast, they usually give you it's basically to me, it's basically a deformed McMuffin. So whenever I get it, I used to just reconnect it together. So it almost becomes pointless having the big breakfast. And I think the big breakfast actually cost more than the muffins. So I kind of called the obvious idea and thought, I'll just have a double sausage egg McMuffin. And I might have two of them as well, because I get quite hungry. I'm a big lad. Got to fill me up, haven't you? Got to have a lot of food in there. Hey, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Sure, you all like to eat your food. You have a pot pie? We're talking about pot pie. Oh, Mowley, you have a pot pie brown sauce. Never been a brown sauce guy. I've owned red sauce. Love a bit of Tommy K. Oh, blooming neck. What was that? What was that? That's something that anybody says. But it's great to have everybody. It's just great to have you all here. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? The big breakfast does. I think it does contain scrambled egg. I think that's about the only difference that I can find. But I still like to put them back together. So we don't like tomatoes either, as well as mushrooms. Oh, hang on, what? Sorry, I didn't read all your message. The big breakfast here could scrambled egg, a sausage patty, a biscuit, and a hash brown. Oh, your biscuits are different to ours, aren't they? They're like our muffins or something, aren't they? Oh, I ended up having mushrooms with my tea earlier. I had a chicken. My dad ordered Chinese, except I'm not really on the Chinese food pot, so I had a chicken omelette. Why not? I like the chicken omelette, and they usually come with a couple of mushrooms. Actually, tonight's came with four. I got four mushrooms tonight. It was because the mushrooms that they're giving me were small, so they chucked a few more in, it seems. Yeah, we'll roll with it. But mushrooms are okay, but biscuits are more like a muffin, only denser. Okay, that's a word I don't use very, very often. Whenever I think of a biscuit, I'm like, oh, I want a bourbon biscuit or something like that. They're the sort of biscuits I'm thinking of. I'd say rich tea, but no, they're stubborn gits. They don't have any flavour to them, and they won't fit in your cup anyway. Apparently. I mean, I don't drink tea, but they work well with coffee as well. Just as long as you can dip quick. The quick dip. Do it quickly, or else you'll lose your biscuits. Actually, more like a scone. but on the savoury side. Okay, okay, I got you. Okay, I've had a scone. That's fine. Jam and cream scone. Oh, that was nice. That was when I have. I don't have them often, but occasionally they come with meals. Like when I've got to Happy Days, sometimes they add a scone in there. Maybe not for the actual dessert, but sometimes you might. We might have a coffee morning, and somebody might bring some scones with them or scones, whichever ones you prefer to say. Ginger nuts are good for dunking. Oof. Never really been on the ginger side, but I will eat them. Just give me standard chocolate ones or McVitie's and stuff like that. I like the basics. Considering I barely drink coffee in my day to day life anyway. The only times I drink coffee is when I'm out to things like Happy Days or when I'm in the church vicinity, like after the services. I have a coffee after the service, but the rest of the week I don't really have coffee. I don't see any value in having a coffee. I see coffee as more of a social drink, but it is a sort of relaxant for people because it can relax you. Apparently it's meant to slow down anxiety and stuff, but if you drink too much it shoots your anxiety back up again. So make sure you get a fine balance. There's people out there who only drink coffee. I mean, each their own, but you can overdo it sometimes, I think. I'm surprised Steve didn't show up. Nah, he's too I think he was too busy looking at the trains anyway, since he's not here. Actually, there's a few people who's missing, but anyway, I'm not judging anybody. It's nice to have those who are here be here. You love a scone with lemon curd, blackcurrant, and raspberry jam with clotted cream. Wow, you go all out for your scones, don't you? You don't pull any punches. You're like, I'll have some of that. I'll have some of that. I'll have some of that. The raspberry jam and cream would do me, but hey, there's nothing wrong with the way you're doing it. Just from my personal view, it'd be a bit too much for me. Might be a bit too sweet for me. Oh, thank goodness for that, Anna. I was just imagining you having a blooming tower. It's like, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that. Oh, I'll put some toast on there as well. I don't know, that was random. But I am random. Dan, your husband is taking you out to Applebee's tonight. I want to pick up. Is that? I tell you, everybody's going to be fed by the end of this, aren't they? Everybody's going to be fed well if we're all taking orders here. Oh, yes. The keyword. Oh, one of the three. Sorry, all right. Yeah, right. Sorry. I have to read quick sometimes, especially if the chat starts heating up a bit, it starts flowing. But it's been great. But yeah, schizophrenia is one of those topics that I felt like needed to be acknowledged because it is a big one in the world, and people do suffer with this, and we need those to know. If you've got somebody in your family, just let them know that they're not alone, because they may say things that they don't actually mean, because there's things that get into their mind that they actually believe is true. And I can only imagine what it must feel like having something tell you that you are something that you're probably not, or making you paranoid about somebody trying to attack you or something. Because that's where the paranoia and stuff come. They had to stop naming different types of schizophrenia. I think they stopped doing that in the early 2010s. They stopped. They kind of bunged them all together when they when they made the, I don't know if it was the DSM-5 or the ICD. The DSM is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of mental disorders. That's the American version. I'm sure you guys have probably seen those ones. And obviously the ICD is the International Classification of Diseases. That's the one that will include us. Doctors around our area will probably use the ICD manual. So it's a very useful thing. So yeah, it was the Eugen Bleuler in 1908 who first called it schizophrenia. Sorry, I mean, you made it home, Terry. Good. Yes, schizophrenia is awful. Cold weather is really rare where you are. Was that? Yep. Last week we had you had a snowstorm. The ice on the front porch was 1.5 inch thick. Blooming heck. That's quite large. Today was the first day you could get out. My. Schizophrenia is a devastating disease for both the person and their family and friends. Yeah, that's one of the counselling measures that is available. And it says you've got family therapy, and one of the obvious ones that people tend to look at with mental health is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. They try and use that one a lot, but they also want to use your family and other support places. They also have medications and stuff like that, but they're a bit hit and miss. But they've had medications in the world of schizophrenia since 1954, when they first found the chloropromazine or thorazine. I really struggle to say that. Oh, and I'm sorry for us cat and kitten fans here, but apparently cats can actually cause schizophrenia, which is one of those little nuggets that I didn't want to be there, but apparently cats have something on them called Toxoplasma gondii, or T. gondii. Apparently, if that gets over to you too much, apparently it can formulate schizophrenia. It's a very rare thing to happen, but apparently it can do that. So look out for your cats. They might not just kill you with cuteness, but hey, do I really believe cats? Well, apparently it is a rare thing the thing that toxoplasma gondii, I'm guessing in large amounts, can get into the bloodstream and cause problems like that. But probably unlikely. So there may be some truth. I mean, it might be the same with when I did my apples show, because if you eat too many apples, they have a cyanide effect. But you'd have to eat about 1,000 apples, so you'd probably have blown up, burst out before you could get to that amount. So you'd probably need an obscene amount of cats to produce that, whatever that toxoplasma stuff is. So I mean, that's kind of a dream for some people, to be in a room with 1,000 cats. I mean, yeah, careful. Well, though, you may end up bloody developing some sort of mental disorder trying to keep hold of them. I see Mr. A trying to keep control of the cats. Sometimes wonder how he puts up with it. Sometimes, like, how do you keep up with them? It's just amazing, those things that you can do. Oh no, don't fall off the porch. That's good. The weather has been very, very extreme. There was massive snow last US, right? And nor'easter is hitting southern states who are not used to snow. Maoli, your daughter was in and out of hospital for years until she moved and lost contact with you. Wow. Just the same reason we don't have the equipment on the road for road in the snow. So, oh, hey, I don't know. I'm only going off the information that I've read. So if it happens, then I'm sorry. The chances are, if you're rubbing up on loads of cats and you've got schizophrenia already, then that's probably why you've got schizophrenia. So I'm half thinking it was a bit false. So it's not necessarily you get schizophrenia from the cats. It maybe the cat helps you stop it, helps slow down your schizophrenia. Because I thought having a cat or some sort of familiar usually helps, because it keeps the mind relaxed, knowing that you've got some sort of companion with you, especially if you're an elder person who lives on their own. A companion will definitely be great for them, because they need somebody with them. A dog, a cat, whatever furry animal they can get, a blooming ferret. I think that's one that people have nowadays, and there's loads of stuff. You have mice, though they're not. You can't. Well, you can sort of cuddle up with them if you put them out. If you take them out the cage and make sure you keep an eye on where they're going, then you might be all right. You believe me, Terry, do you? Oh, well, that's a risky one to do. Well, if you believe me, I'll just say believe the information that I've researched, because the information I give you is what I've researched. Trust me, if I give you off the stuff that I actually give out, I'd have you doing many things. But the information I am giving is stuff that I've found during my research periods. So yes. Yes. Well, crazy. I'm not saying. Well, the thing is, you could already be a crazy cat lady. That's the point. So nobody can. I don't know how people can actually know that a cat can cause it without somebody actually experiencing it and actually analyzed it to say that the cat did it. Yeah. Well, actually, that's pretty much what cats do anyway. The dog did it. That's a cat's way of thinking. No, he did it. Nope, I did that myself. Just Steve, I need my human to feed me and clean up my litter box. Why would I give him an illness? You just watched a series where a lady had 40 cats and she was on YouTube and was very not Terry. I'm not. She could have just been really, really energetic. I mean, I suppose if you are in a room with 40 cats, you might get a bit giddy. So I don't know. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I'm glad you're all good. Hopefully you've enjoyed tonight. Anyway, we have gone 50 minutes. It feels like we've flown through tonight's show, but I hope you've enjoyed the show. Your husband is ready, so glad I got connected today. It was nice talking to you, Diane, as well. It's great to have you here. Well, come back next month for some trains, because that's what we're doing. This is why I'm surprised Steve wasn't here, because he would have wanted the introduction to some trains. I'm doing some. Yes, next month will be the history of trains. That should be fun. I've already done a little look, of course. I've had a little gander on what a train is. Oh, see you, Terry. Thank you for showing up. Have a good day. Have a good time doing what you're got to do. But yeah, everybody look after themselves. It's good to have you all here, and I hope you all like trains. I know Daniel, if he's still there, I know he likes his trains. That or he gets bored. That or he is on them so much and he gets bored of it. I don't know. We'll see. There is some. Oh, I forgot to mention there was some sort of experiment that was done in 1972 or 73 with a guy called David Rosenhan. He did the Rosenhan experiment, where he did it in 2 phases. He was looking at trapping them by putting fake patients in people, and then seeing if the orderlies and stuff could actually weed out the fakes. And then he did a reverse trap style way, where there was no fakes, and the doctors and orderlies started finding fakes, even though there was none this time. It was his way of trying to work out, how do you tell? It's the first one. How do you tell somebody is actually in the illness? And that's kind of a example of, you literally cannot tell if somebody has schizophrenia or any sort of mental condition. You cannot tell. Oh, Anna, Philly Mouse, your joke for the day. What did the icy road say to the car? Want to go for a spin? Huh. Very good. Yeah. Oh, we're on it. Mowley, there's a small steam train that goes up the valley here on the other side. Is that a funicular? That probably, because they got them pulley things, haven't they, that pull from one end to the other and then they go past each other. Quite cool they are. And I know I'm talking trains, and but it'll be a month before we get round to that again. Oh, of course you can't resist, Anna. Of course you can't. You love it. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with them steam trains. They're really good. There's a series of videos on YouTube about steam trains that have been cleaned up. The videos, or the person driving the steam train, because as far as I know, you get very, very you could get very, very dirty in classic coal train things that they have. You could get very sooty And I don't mean the puppet guy thing. I don't really know the puppet, but you know, it's a puppet. What do you do? You're already ahead of the game, are you? But we're having a training video next month. But still, we can still talk during the month and stuff. I'm still keeping contact with quite a lot of you anyway, if they need to. But obviously, doing a live stream once every month is enough for me, because you see how much energy I can give out, and I like to give as much respect to these sort of mental health conditions, because they are important to look over. Even looking back at the history of it, looking back right back in the Greek history, and because that's where the Western stuff came from, is in the Western. It was Greece and Rome and stuff, where they started playing around with medical equipment. I think when I mentioned Galen, he was more of a surgeon than a head doctor, but you had loads of people. There's even some over in like Asia. There was a guy called Avicenna, who was a famous doctor over there in the Muslim area, because there's a lot of Muslim. Avicenna or Ibsina, I think they're both the same people. But yeah, all over the world, the creating people. There's been people who have been philosophers and workers in medicine and stuff like that. We enjoy learning about different topics and the history of them. I try and do my best to give the history. It's not so. I don't think it's so much the history when it comes to the mental health videos, but I think when I do these mental health videos, it helps people be aware that this condition can be serious. All mental health conditions can be very serious. Some can be not so serious. You can still get on with day-to-day life, but when they're on their own and stuff like that, things can change up a bit. So it's interesting. But I just enjoy doing the research for the history. It's just something that I've always enjoyed doing. It's just in school, they never did the right history for me. Also has history on the bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, the mine's going down, are they? You enjoy learning about the history. I enjoy teaching. Not really teaching, I suppose, because some of you probably already knew some of the history. It's like honeycomb beneath me, Philly. Oh, okay. I think I probably missed some of that. Speaking of Greece, the Winter Olympics begin this coming Friday, February the 6th, in Milan Cortina, Italy. Here in the US, Super Bowl, professional football, is next Sunday, the 8th. Okay. Oh, Mauli, your daughter in mental health issues was serious. Is she all right? Hopefully she'll be all right. Well, hopefully she's still around. Hopefully. You'll find out in your experience that serious topics link us in more ways than one. Well, I try it. It's nice that you're willing to share some of your experiences and stuff, because I enjoy trying to share respect, and I enjoy reading what you say. You haven't seen her for many years. Oh, that's sad. Well, I hope she's all right. I wouldn't get on anybody, because they all deserve a blessed life. Even if you're not talking anymore, you should still, well, in my case, should still pray for them. But yeah. Anyway, it's one of those. And I think it's time for me to wrap things up now. But thank you everybody for just coming and sharing whatever you had on your mind, whatever mental health issues, whatever you've gone through at Christmas, whether you were on your own or stuff. Thank you for getting involved, because people might enjoy your stories as well. So thank you everybody for being here, and I'll hope to see you next month for some trains. Or if I talk to you in the meantime, I'll speak to you then. Okay. Goodbye everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Ta ta. Tatty bye. Goodbye.